Hello, welcome to Adventures in DIY Lipstick Making, Part 3. In the last video, I had actually said that I wanted to try adjusting colors of lipsticks I already owned, but when I tried that, it did not work out because the formula of the lipstick that I had would not melt properly and it was staining and the color was morphing with the heat. Disaster. The next thing I tried was using my own formula from scratch, but the only colorants that I had were micas and they all had this like gray undertone that turned into mud. So that was really ugly as well. After which I consulted Reddit and I bought some real oxide pigments. My friend asked me to do an unboxing for those, so roll the clip. Hello, I'm gonna film an unboxing for you. Alright, the label. So this one is red iron oxide, which looks like a true to maybe slightly warm red. This is manganese violet, which is a pretty generic purple, bright purple. This is yellow iron oxide, which I would say is kind of an ochre shade. It's not quite like a true, I don't know, lemon yellow or sunflower yellow, but it is quite bright nevertheless. This is black iron oxide. I know from experience this is extremely pigmented. And ultramarine blue. That's pretty. Let's see what this is. This is zinc oxide. This is the sort of slightly translucent white pigment that I'm going to use. It's mainly marketed as like a sunscreen pigment, but you know, I'm not going to be making sunscreen. And this is not resealable. This is cerussite mica. That's the thing that like it's good for improving texture and adhesion in cosmetics. But I'm going to need to find a new bag for this because I'm not going to use all 45 grams or whatever. Now that we're back, the actual color gold that I was intending to get was a blood red. What I did end up getting was a warm brown that for some reason when I applied it, it reads as like a true red on me because color theory is just modern day sorcery. On my second attempt, I got a sort of deep brown red, which I also really like. Neither of those are blood red, but I actually really enjoy both. So let's get into it. Okay, hello. I am here with my metal bowl and I repacked everything into Ziploc bags because the bags that they came in were not resealable. Alright, as we decided previously, I want to make a dark red by starting with a bunch of red, adding a little bit of blue, and then seeing where that takes us. I sped this up so that you don't have to sit through all 15 minutes of me going back and forth. So like I said, start with red, mix in some blue, and that straight up turn purple because this is not behaving the same way that paint does. Because I guess it's pure pigment. So to introduce a little more of a brown tone, I added some yellow. But it still felt like it was too bright. So at this point, I just started going back and forth, adding a little bit of black. Even though like people say, no, don't add black, it'll turn gray, it'll turn so muddy. But I feel like maybe my skin tone is just a little bit desaturated. Because this was looking quite, like it was not clownishly bright, but just brighter than my skin, but like in the same color family. So that was a pretty interesting color theory. Alright, I guess this is the final concoction. Let me turn the flash off. There it is in natural light. Yeah, we'll try making this. Let's go! I have 3 grams of lipstick base here, and my lipstick roll has been lubricated with castor oil. Time to melt. I really wanted this shot to be interesting and satisfying to watch, but the camera's just shaking way too much for that to be the case, and I apologize for that. Guess who underestimated the amount of lipstick it takes to fill up a mold? Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me struggling to fill it up. So watch me struggle to put this in the tube. So because I was dumb, I only ended up with this tiny nub of product for the tube to grip onto. So let's speed through this struggle bus montage, shall we? So that seems secure enough. And here is a swatch. And here is a picture of me wearing it. It works well with lighter or brighter colored clothing, and I feel like it reads as a red, but somehow really harmonious with my coloring. Actually, I want to talk about this. A YouTuber called Khaki Reviews Beauty actually gave a tutorial on how to find our perfect lip color in whatever color family, like red, brown, pink, green, whatever it is. Well, I'm filming this months after I made the two lipsticks that I showed me making in the main video, but I somehow accidentally did exactly what she said to do while making those two lipsticks. So this is pretty cool. All right. What she said to do was pick the most pigmented part of our lip. Well, my lips are two colors, so I'll just go with the dark brown bit. Well, yeah, that works. All right, and then put that on a circle. Sure. Fill foreground color. What? How do you do that? Okay, sure. All right. So that is my natural lip color. In order to get my so-called perfect red, we would duplicate that, move it over, and mess with the color of it. So leaving all of the saturation darkness values and just sliding the shade all the way in either direction. So this would be my perfect red. All right, so that objectively brown, but it's on me, it's supposed to turn red, and that kind of is what happened. I mean, I did make a slightly more saturated version of this, so let's adjust that a little bit. Let's slide up the saturation a bit, like maybe 60%, and fill that up, which is basically identical to the color that I used, the color that I ended up with. See, look at that. So let's just color pick that. Wait, no, that's, yeah, okay, wait, that's my highlight. There we go. So let's check this out. Brush tool. Is that not incredibly close? Yes, the color that I actually made was a little bit more orange, but I accidentally did the exact thing of finding my perfect red completely by accident. Isn't that amazing? Very fun. Okay, so I also want to make a magenta that doesn't need a lip liner. So a more muted magenta, I guess. Because I have one, but it is so clownishly bright that I desperately need a lip liner to survive. So yeah, same thing. Let us color pick my lip tone, or pick the darkest part of my lip, which is right there. Okay, sure. Let's go with that. And then magenta is around here, I would say, somewhere in between. And right, one more circle. Yes, cool. Let us fill that up. So this is the color that I need to achieve, which is purple but gray. Is that too purple? That might be too purple. Let's move it a little bit more pink. So that did nothing. Well, it did, but not much. So yeah. Next video, I'm gonna try making this pinky purple shade. So anyway, back to the second lipstick that I was gonna make. Alright, let's speed through this because we've been here before. I'm doing the exact same thing, just darker. So red, little more blue, little more yellow to like bring it to a deeper brown, and then being pretty generous with the black addition just to really deepen up that color and get a very dark brownish red. You know, if I wanted to get a bit TMI with this, it's sort of like dried blood, even though I wanted like a dark red fresh blood color. But you know, this is the final shade. Time to melt. Water bath, stirring it around. And this time when I pour, I actually have enough to fill up the mold and like overfill it slightly. So we learn from our mistakes. I did not film the like demolding process, so you're gonna have to imagine that. And finally, here's a picture of me wearing the second lipstick. It goes better with darker clothes in my opinion, because the contrast with that and lighter clothes makes it look a bit off. But I especially like it with this particular brown top that I'm wearing because it looks like it's almost the same color, which is really cool. So hope you enjoyed that. I also have some devastating news to share. I lost the true red. I can't find it at work. I guess it might have fallen out of my pocket on my way back home on the bus, something like that. So I guess I'll just have to remake it, and hopefully I don't struggle as much the second time around.